So the next question that's on people's mind is that there is a belief. How true this belief is, I do not know. So you would have to explain, and I think the viewers would also like to know. There is a belief that there are plans to curtail the powers of the executive presidency through the constitutional reforms. And if that happens, you as the president, how do you envisage actioning all the wonderful ideas that you have mentioned just now? And second to that is, there is a very powerful feeling amongst the people that we should reject all 225. That's the national cry. If that's the case, who are you going to be using as your wing commanders to do the job with you?
Answering the first question, whether it is 19th Amendment or 20th Amendment or 25th Amendment, it is not the question. The issue is what powers, what authority that the President has under the Constitution. So what is available as at now is quite sufficient enough to ensure to function as the President, because he is not there to make policies. It has to be done by the Parliament, through the Parliament. President is there to ensure smooth functioning of the country, of the systems, of the legislature, of the judiciary, all what is the President's responsibility. So whether it is 19th Amendment or not, whether the powers are curtailed or not, what is existing now under him is more than sufficient to be exemplary and give the leadership as a president who does not have a political party. That is a major difference. What happens here, however much power given to you, when you are a member of a party, you are under the clutches of that party and working on the agendas of the party, not the country's agenda. When you are a candidate who is independent, then there is no discussion further on that. For example, he decides the number of cabinet ministers. He decides who will be the secretaries. He decides who will be the governors. He decides who should be the ambassadors and high commissioners. He decides who is the commander-in-chief, who will be the Army Commander, Navy and the Triforces commanders, and he recommends the Inspector General of Police. That is more than sufficient, I believe, to get the country into right path. Whoever in the Parliament is not the question. He has to exercise what is given to him. That's how I look at it. Secondly, 225 people are not required. That is a cry of the people as of today. But we have to understand what is existing in the Constitution. We cannot just send 225 overnight home. The very first chance after this presidential election is the upcoming general election. I think it will be mostly by March or April next year. That is the time that when I become the president, again this national front, the people front, will select the best 225 to be seated in their parliament. And from that 225, who has the majority or the confidence of the House will be my wing commander. So I'm expecting the intellects in this country, the people who have brains, who are committed to this country, to understand first the victory in this election and then in the general election, and get your best people as their servants, the people not to control or lead them just for the sake of leading or controlling, to be their best servant, to sit at the parliament and change the system. That's what we are doing it.
To serve the people, but not to rule the people.
Yes.
Okay. Following on to that, you mentioned you will take the people who are intellectuals, who understand knowledge-based and who have an understanding of the subject. Do you not think it's also important to take the people who are non-corrupt, who don't have the accusations that the rest are facing?
Yes, very much. Not only the intellect or intellectuals, but definitely there are other criteria to select. In fact, it has been already been approved or blessed by our clergy, whether it's the Buddhists, the Christians, the Muslims, or the Hindus, they have realized what has happened to us for the last 71 years. So that is why I say the best people should be at the best position to serve the people. So that is what we are looking at.